Welcome back, everybody. Joined once again by former veteran CIA analyst Lisa Ruth right here on MidPoint. Let's go ahead and turn to Australia now and what happened here in the last several hours. Apparently, we're learning now that 3 people were killed, and that's including the gunman. We watch this. This guy is an Iranian refugee. He comes to the country. He wants an ISIS-related flag. Please stop me if I'm wrong here, but when this whole thing happened, I'm watching it by going, I'm seeing a lone wolf. I know that ISIS has told lone wolves to act, but I can't get it out of my head that we're looking at potential copycats here, and we shouldn't be knee-jerking to right away go to ISIS, despite the fact that this is terrorism at its finest.
It is absolutely terrorist, and the fact that you don't even have to, if I can get you to do something without telling you to do it, how great is that? You know, and absolutely, the copycat threat is very real. The copycat threat is the biggest threat right now. And again, I don't believe, from what we know and what we've seen, it does not appear that ISIS directed him to do something. Now, although ISIS did tweet and supported him, luckily, but absolutely, you're dealing with a situation. ISIS has given all these very fringe elements something to coalesce around. And they now have a flag, literal, as well as figurative, but that they can rally around. And that's one of the things that ISIS has done that has made it a success without even really trying. Using those social media networks, getting that information out. They no longer have to direct operatives to go do something. People willingly come up with this great idea, someone who they can do it in the name of, and that's very dangerous.
Do we have to stop being naive here? Because this was a Lindt cafe, the chocolate manufacturer. That's their cafe in Sydney. Guy walks in, takes hostages. There's 3 people dead today. This could happen in any major city in America. It can happen in a minor town in America. And sometimes people are going to start asking, what are we doing to find these guys? What are we doing to ferret them out? Yet many times, our system stops us from doing certain things, investigating certain people. We still haven't yet found that middle ground, if you will, in order to find the bad guys and keep the civil libertarians happy.
Absolutely, and you're right. This is very real. This can happen anywhere because there are people who don't think the same way or respect society the way that we all do. It can be anywhere, small town, big town. The thing with this particular person, he was a danger. We know he was a danger. He had counts of sexual assault. He had
a murder charge against him about a year ago, I believe.
His wife, his ex-wife, with a knife attack. He wrote threatening letters. This is someone who should have been on the radar. So I agree. One of the scariest things is people who don't commit a crime, have never committed a crime, and all of a sudden commit a crime. This is someone who, it's unclear to me why he wasn't watched more carefully. As you said, a murder conviction, or not conviction, I apologize.
Murder charge.
Murder charge, and someone who was targeting soldiers. So I'm not sure how he was not being watched more carefully.
All right, let's spin a little bit to John Kerry here, a minute and a half or so that we have left here. He's meeting with Israel. He's meeting with the Russians. Well, we can spend about 20 seconds here maybe on the Russian things. He's going to talk. He's talking to Lavrov, the prime minister right now. Nothing's going to happen here. They're just going to, it's a stonewall again, right?
My guess is yes. Yeah, the meeting with the foreign minister is, again, we're going to have, everybody's going to say all these things. We're going to say, oh, I hear your point of view. The Israel thing is actually pretty interesting to me because of the UN vote about
the Palestinian state.
Right, and we have elections coming up in Israel in 92 days. But again, I don't think anything's going to happen. I don't think we have the ability to leverage much of anything anywhere anymore. And I don't think that anything is going to dramatically change with the UN vote forcing Palestinian peace or with John Kerry meeting with them.
Fair to say that Palestinian vote now is really going to spin the relationship between America and Israel right now to see what America does. That could turn everything on a dime.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, elections in Israel coming up in 92 days. This could really make a difference on how much influence or even what kind of ties the U.S. has with the next government there.
By the way, real quick, Dick Cheney in Meet the Press over the weekend when he was talking about the enhanced interrogation, he said, quote unquote, "I'd do it again in a minute." You think pretty much everybody who works for the CIA right now just was shaking their head going, he's right?
I think that within the CIA, there's still a lot of thought of this is just not fair, this is not right. People still don't know what's going on, but there is a belief that they did the right thing to protect America.
And that's why we're here, to make sure that we at least bring a little sanity to it. Lisa, always a pleasure. We'll talk to you again next week. Thanks so much.
Good to be here.
All right, politicos and their like drawing some hard lines on torture in the CIA report. The Sunday Slam and the Sunday Shows next after a short break.